Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Welcome, everyone. This is Anu, host of your show, Reinvent Yourself, a show where we talk to people from different walks of life and learn their inspiring stories of reinvention. In this series today, we have Reinvent Yourself, Redesigning Life through Henna and Mandala Art. We start our show with an artistic welcome. Our special speaker of the day is a well known henna and mandala artist, Akila of AK Home Science. Without much ado, let us meet our speaker.
Hello, thank you for having me. Such a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, hi Akila. So, welcome to the show. And can you just tell us a little bit about yourself to start? Yeah.
Me, Akila, I am a mom of two. I have two lovely boys, one in college and the other in high school. We've been in the US for almost 13 years now. And I am a very self motivated and fun loving. I love art. I love to cook. I love to host. I don't like to clean after the hosting, but I love to do all the good and happy part of it. And just somebody who's very happy, and I love to enjoy life.
So good to hear that. And welcome to our show. We have another new person who has just joined us, Erica. So, Erica, if you've joined on laptop, you can chat with us with a chat tab on the left bottom corner. You can send me questions, and I can ask Akila towards the end of the show. We have another person, Uma, who has just joined us. Welcome, Uma. We just got introduced to Akila, and we're going to start with our show. You can chat with me and I can ask the questions that you post there in the chat tab or the questions tab to Akila at the end of the show. So let's get started. So, Akila, tell us a little about your art. What's the process of creating, mandala design artwork, and what are the emotions that they bring?
See, mandala for me is like going with the flow. When I start a design, I don't have a template in head. I don't know. There are many different ways of working this. Some people might have a design in their head where they go step by step. For me, as being a henna artist, it's always been go with the flow. So I have one dot and I go from there one step at a time. So mandala is the same way. And it's very, for me, mandala is very, very meditative. And what happens is most of the times I have to have a timer with me to know how long I'm working. Because if I start for, say, about 8 or 9 in the morning, I could be there till past noon and not know that I've been working so many hours. So it's just a very, it kind of consumes you. The art takes you in, and you see it growing in front of you, and the feeling you can comprehend it only if you experience it. It is something that you feel within you when you do it. It might look like very dramatic, but do it and you will understand how beautiful it feels.
So nicely put that it's meditative and you have to get to do it, only then you actually understand the emotion that brings out this. Generally I always start my show asking them about a little bit about their background, what they were doing before and now, but in your case I wanted to kind of know about your art more, and we're going to talk more about it. Of course we'll get to your story how you came here, but want to kind of understand your art and the henna and the mandala part of it. So here I have an image here of different works of yours. I think they are coasters
Posters,
that
yes.
you had created. Wow, they look so beautiful.
Thank
And
you.
another one here. So this is something which is even more interesting, and this looks like a chakra
It
series, is
is.
it?
This is like so. This was an order from one of my clients where she wanted. I do my chakra series, the seven
Okay.
chakras. I do that. So she had already had two of them from me, and she was so drawn to the idea. So she wanted something with evil eye, and she said, "Make me a version of the chakras. I mean, you can't call this the chakra, even though it is. Chakra just means like a circle, right? So this does come under it. So I call it the evil eye chakra. So this was a special order.
Ah, so I have not just these, I have seen, like, I just showed some samples for everyone to see, but I have seen your Insta and Facebook, and you have awesome creations on that. And the Chakra series had something a little bit more to it. It was very intriguing. So I want to know
Yes.
a little bit more. Can you just explain that? Yeah.
Yes. See, with the chakra series, something about the whole um, um, togetherness of those colors that come together, like I just can't explain it in just it's like an emotion where when I'm trying to do the crown chakra, um, I also have a om chanting on the side only because I want to be completely drawn into it. Usually, I'm hearing thriller videos or podcasts on suspense and killers and all that. But when I do the chakra series, I am so into it. It's drawing you within, and most of the times I try to listen to videos which talk about each chakra. Suppose if I'm doing the crown chakra, I hear speeches on how to unblock the crown chakra, what happens if the chakra is blocked. So this way you kind of identify with yourself, like, okay, what's wrong? Why sometimes we just wake up in the morning and feel like I don't feel like myself today. Nothing happened. Somebody might, oh, what happened? Nothing happened, but I don't feel like myself. And that happens to us more than we admit it. So it kind of brings an understanding and grounding to that fact. And it is just, so I when I am doing each chakra, I hear what it does to the body. And to me, I'm not somebody who can sit still without doing something. Like I have to be doing something. I just can't, like, for me, it's very difficult even to sit down and talk on the phone. I can't. I have to be doing, my friends will relate to that because they hear vessels cranking or I'm doing the vacuum running, I'm doing something or the other when I'm talking on the phone also. So for somebody like me who cannot, who do not know to control their mind naturally, the chakras help. So they are a big help when you want to meditate. So when, and what I see chakra, the way I create is the mandalas are repetitive patterns. Something like hypnosis. What happens in hypnosis? Why do you see that circle going around and around? Because repetitive patterns calm your mind. So when you're seeing something repetitive in front of you, it brings down all your emotions, good, bad, ugly, whatever you have. It brings down everything. When you keep focusing on that, it calms your mind. So that way, the chakra series is extremely calming. It's such a beautiful, I don't want to go into godly, divine, and all those things. No, but even as a human, your mind, you just calm. You just very, very calm. And it brings kind of a very internal happiness that you get to experience. I love my chakras.
So serene. And this is so different. I was expecting something totally different on the colors, on the patterns you use, and things like that. I think you've approached it totally from a different angle of meditation and like calming oneself. And that kind of shows how you have perceived this art. It's
Yes,
not just how just using colors, paints, and like making some pictures, but it is something more to
yes.
it than just that. Wow. So that brings to my next question as your story, a little bit backstory. Let's go back and say what inspired you to this transition, to come into this artistic field from whatever your previous endeavors were.
I've always been an artist in the sense, but I've never sold my art. That was a difference.
All right, I'm having some connectivity issues here, I guess. Let's just see.
Friends,
Hmm.
you got it?
Sorry, Akila. I think I had a small break here. Can you please repeat it? I just had some connectivity issues here. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So, see, I've always been an artist, never really sold my art, like I said, and always creating things around the house. I was a huge DIY person. I wouldn't throw out anything in the house. I'm like, that might be used for another art project. I used to always save all that. But it used to come handy, and I used to love that fact where instead of going and buying something from the store for 100 bucks, and if I created it, that gave me a lot more joy than anything else. So before I started this art journey, I was a banker, and we had some family situations where I had to look into my son's health, and so I quit and decided to stay home. And that was kind of like something that you have to do, you want to do, but also that you're missing the other world of working. It's like a mom guilt, and but no, it's no, I have to be there for my kid, but wait, I miss that life, I want to do that as well. So so one of my friends, she suggested Erica, who was with us. She was the reason for AK Home Signs, because she suggested I started making these porch signs which said welcome or home. Mine usually said home, and I used to personalize it with the last name of the family. So it added a very beautiful addition to the porch. So it was very nice. And she came up to me and she's like, listen, make one for me, and I'm going to pay you for it. And I was like, oh, I can make one for you, but paying me for it. Wait, hang on, hang in there. That we are not sure, because I didn't know how to price my art. It's something very personal. I couldn't put a price tag on it. So then we worked on it, and she pushed me. And then after that, so without my friends, I would not be here. That I can, write it on stone. So everybody came together, and they're like, oh, I want a put sign, I want a put sign. And there I was, like, busy working in the garage, and sanding. And it kind of broke. My kids came and they were helping me sand, and it was a very suddenly, out of nowhere, I was doing something that I really love, and I really didn't miss going back to work. And another friend of mine, her husband is a realtor, and he came and he's like, oh my God, I love your port signs. Make some for me so I can gift it to my buyers. And I'm like, wow, I love this. So he is a damn good realtor. So he was selling a lot of houses, and he's like, yep, Akila, I want this sign. When can you give me? I want this color. So then slowly I started personalizing it to the color of the house. So he used to send me the pictures of the house, and I used to coordinate with that. And it was, I was super busy, super busy, and doing something that I really really loved. And then slowly the market, as you know, it came down for real estate, and all my friends had port signs they didn't need anymore. So I was like, okay, now what to do? What am I making next? So I just let it be. And then I started, I just saw some videos on Instagram on mandala art. And with the Instagram algorithm, you watch one type of videos and it's going to keep kicking you in, like, oh, here, watch this. So then I got hooked onto it. And I was like, okay, this looks interesting. And I picked up some tools early January of 2023. And I'm like, okay, let's start learning. So, yeah, I want to share with you my first mandala art. That's my first.
Wow.
Absolutely no symmetry, but full of love.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is my, like, I have this
Keep
in front
safe.
of me when I work to
Yes.
remind me where I came from and how I started. This is so close to my heart.
That's
So
That's so good. And, to have something like a keepsake or something that will, like, kind of a reminder of the maybe the tough times, how you transformed, and a new beginning. So,
Yes.
yeah, so that's been like an awesome journey. And I love that how your friends were a big part of your journey. Like, a shout
Big,
out to all the
big.
friends who have, like,
Yes.
joined and who are also going to kind of see this
Yes.
video going forward. Like, I think a support system for doing something like this always helps. Who are your cheerleaders?
Yes.
Who are the ones who are
Big
always
time.
being there for you?
Big
So
time. Big time.
great,
Yeah.
great, great.
Yeah.
It's good to know. And people who are actually with us watching the show, if you have any questions to ask Akila, please go ahead. And I see some comments coming in, like Erica, Samira are all saying they're so proud and they love it. And, like,
Thank you.
you have great, like, love your art and creativity. So yeah, that's we can see for
Thank
sure.
you.
But if you guys have any questions that you have not asked Akila before and you want to ask her now and put her on spot, this is the time. Please go ahead. Your friends are all nice. They're not going to ask you tough questions. You don't have to worry.
Oh, you don't know them. They always throw me out of my comfort zone. They are not friends who are like, oh, we love you. Da, 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 da. That is there, but they're like, oops, nope. Do this. For example, Samira was the one. I was very intimidated with brush strokes
Mhm.
in the mandala art. I was very intimidated. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. She's like, girl, go for it. And she did it so effortlessly. Like, what are you talking about? Go try. And the way she motivated me, and I'm like, she's right. Go for it. And now I'm hooked onto it.
Awesome, awesome. That's great. You have a fantastic set of friends.
Yes. Yeah, very blessed.
Definitely, definitely. So, yeah, I think you kind of covered my next question, but if you have anything more to say, were there any challenges that you faced while transitioning and establishing yourself as an artist or starting your own company?
Um, Establishing as an artist, yes, because I always was very passionate and um, I mean, I am humble otherwise, but I'm very proud of my art and I'm very proud of my work. But putting a price tag on it has been very, very hard, was very hard. I was like, oh, how can I do this? How can I price this? So I really had to work on it, how to put a price on the art without feeling guilty, because there is my art, the price of my art is my time. And how do I value my time? That was the biggest. But otherwise, I think the universe just helped me. It just came together from nowhere, nowhere. I don't know if I can include a story.
Of course.
One of the local a bar come restaurant run by a woman, she posted on Facebook asking, does anybody do henna? And then here I am on a Sunday morning sipping coffee. I'm like, yeah, I do henna. What do you want? What are we looking at? She's like, oh, I'm going to have ladies night, do you want to come and do henna? I'm like, huh, sure. At that time I had not started the mandalas. I was not doing anything actually at that time. So I was like, sure, I can do henna night for ladies. Yes. So I went there and it was a super hit. And I was like, okay, this is great. And then she said, okay, come every Thursday. Let's do like a Thursday ladies night. I'm like, sure. And that really became a big hit. And people started coming to get henna. So it kind of helped her and me. So
Right.
it went very hand in hand and we really loved it. And then slowly I started the mandala work, and something told in me, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take some of my bookmarks and some of the mugs that I made to this place, because my table was kind of empty. It just had some scissors and some, wipes and henna cones. It didn't look very pretty. So I took some bookmarks and mugs just to decorate it there. And one of the ladies said, are you selling it? I'm like, sure. Price? I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to price at? And then she's like, I'm just going to go use the restroom and come back. And here I am on Etsy. How much do I price a mandala mug? How much do I price a bookmark? And then I'm like, okay, so this is a price. And I was like, oh, how is she going to react? And she didn't blink. She's like, oh my God, I love it. Yes, I want a bookmark and I want a mug. So that was my first mandala sale. So it kind of gave me a big encouragement. And see, I was always a little forward in not a very productive way, I guess. So I had my business cards which said Henna, mandala artist, and everything. And it had my Instagram page, but my Instagram was empty. I had nothing posted on it. I just had it like, oh, I have an Instagram. And the lady took my card and she's like, can I go to your Instagram? Do you have more there? And I'm like, sure. Yeah, like I didn't know how to react. And after 15-20 minutes, I go to her because she's still dining there. I go to her and I'm like, I have something to confess. My Instagram has zero posts. I have nothing there. I just have the ID here because I had to and it felt good on a business card, but don't have anything there yet. So, and this was before I learned the mandala art. So, I told her, can I text you after I post? So I went on a posting spree, like, oh my God, like 20, 30 reels and posts and oh, whatnot, stories. And I just bombarded Instagram with that. And then texted, I'm like, okay, now you can go take a look at my account. Now it has something there. So that's how Instagram started. And from there on, and somebody at that restaurant came to me and said, you should start doing fairs. And I'm like, what's that? Like, how can
Right.
I do that? And she's like, I'm going to give you all the information. I will give it to you. I will get you the first time. And then from there, you can go on. And I said, okay, I gave her my business card. But you know me, I don't go check my business emails, right? I didn't check for 3 weeks after that. And suddenly something dawned on me. I'm like, maybe I should contact this lady. She was talking so much about fairs. Let me call her. And I called her. It's like, where have you been, lady? I've been messaging you for emailing you for 3 weeks. And I wanted to give you information about the fairs. Where have you been? I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't check my business emails. That's not the case now. That's not the case now.
Right, right.
So, and then she put me on to my first fair in Middletown. Her name is Dawn Marie. And I know such welcome that I got there. Oh my God, such a welcome. And it felt so good. They were so new to Mandala and they were very appreciative of the work. And it was such a fulfilling experience, such a fulfilling experience. And after that, there has not been stopping. I do fairs like you name it, I'm there. I love it. I just love it.
Great, great. Hearing the story of like an accidental, what is a meeting with a friend who set you up for, like the whole experience of being in fairs and like selling your work and being a part of that kind of a thing. I'm sure you enjoy being a part of it, and not knowing about it for so long. If you had known about it, I think you would have gone there even way before. But
I agree.
I,
I agree.
I, as you say, the universe kind of chooses when what should be introduced,
Yes.
and kind of you got to be
Yes.
that person at that time. So,
Yes. Just
yeah.
being at the right place at the right with the right person is amazing. It's just amazing, and we're so blessed. And it kind of reinforces the fact that there are still so many people out there to help you. There are so many people out there, and I know people say, oh, nowadays everything is negative, people pull down each other. But right from the time I have started this mandala journey, I have only seen people who have motivated me. There's not one person who has said, who has pulled my spirits down, saying like, oh, what kind of a job are you doing, or why are you doing this, is it worth it? No, not one person. They have always said that, oh, I hope it's worth it. Because this is such a beautiful work and it's a lot of work, lot of time and effort. I really hope it's worth it. There's such a big difference between asking, oh, is it worth it, and saying that, oh, I hope it's worth it.
I like the way you put a positive spin to it rather than, it kind of shows your perspective also on it, because people could take those comments anyways, but you kind of, I think being a positive person yourself helps in this case.
Yes, big time.
And it's also good to know. And I'm sure a lot of our listeners going forward are going to feel positive in the fit. As you said, there are good people around. So
Yes.
just, maybe you would meet them tomorrow. Just keep an eye out for them. And instead of
Yes.
always focusing on just the bad things and negative things that happen around
True.
the world.
Very
That,
true. Very
that's
true.
really, really a positive message. And you kind of have told us a funny story or how you got introduced, but is there another instance or a story that you can say where your art has profoundly impacted yours or someone's life or journey as such?
There's one person who was recently at one of my fairs in Shelton. She's an artist herself, which I knew way after, towards the end of our conversation. So I was doing henna because during my fairs I'm busy with my henna, and people just come look at my art, and whatever they want to pay, they just pause me for a minute and they say like, okay, can I please buy this? And they wait, and sometimes it's so good that they package their own because they know I'm doing something else,
Oh,
so they know the bags, and it's very nice. Like I said, many good people around. So this particular artist was there at my stall for over 10 minutes, and I could see that she was admiring the art a lot, and she's not seen a mandala before. So she was looking at every piece with so much love in her eyes and so much of appreciation. She didn't say a word to me, and she's just came to me and she said, I want to buy this keychain. And I was about to pack, I was still doing the henna, and she said, no, never mind, and she put it in her bag, she left the money in my table, and she left. That's it. No words spoken, nothing. She came back to my stall 45 minutes to an hour later, and then she looked at everything, and she that time I was free, I didn't have a henna client then. So we had a little chat, and I thought she just came back to talk to me because she couldn't talk before. And she was asking me what's mandala and what is the significance. She loved the chakra, so we're just discussing about this. And then she said, you know I love your art, I want to see you again, but I'm afraid that if you don't have enough sales, you're not going to come back. I don't have enough money with me to buy something more expensive, but I would like to get a bookmark because I want to give you sales and I want you to come back next year. I had goosebumps. I still do, even now I get it. Like, how? Why does she have to do this? She brightened my day like no other. And the fact that somebody wants to see my art. I have never seen her before. I don't know her. She does not have to do this for me, but she impacted me and she brought happiness and satisfaction to me. So I remember her more than she's one of my best clients ever. And I don't even know her. So that's why is like it's so important to say the right word, and make just say good things and make somebody's day. It's free. It doesn't cost anything to be nice, period. So
wow. Telling the story gave you goosebumps, and I'm sure, hearing it also made me feel,
I
so
had
good, so
tears when
nice.
she
Yeah.
said that, and she said, I don't have the money, but I came back for you so I can see you next year. And she gave me her email and she said, please, when you come back next year in Shelton, because she can't travel, please email me that you're coming.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Such people are like, really your, a part of your life, and they'll always be that your, supporter, encourager, and kind of they also change your track your life in a way. If you wanted a confirmation, if you wanted a validation, what more than that? So.
Exactly. Yeah, true. Very true. Very true.
So yeah. So I have a lot of your friends who are listening, and they're all super happy to be here and also encourage you in this. So if
Thank
you have any
you.
questions, guys, when you are on the laptop, please go ahead, put in the questions tab, or even in the chat tab. I can put it in the questions, and we can ask Akila towards the end of the show. Uh, so moving forward, can you tell us a little bit about your business? Like, how do you advertise? customer satisfaction, get repeat customers, and things like that? What is your model?
Yes, very, very important, right? Because your work is in the my work is my face, right? So it's me going to everybody's house. So you see something and like, so how I advertise is via Instagram. That's the only platform that I use. I do have a Facebook also, but I couldn't manage so much of social media. I couldn't. I mean, posting on Instagram is a struggle by itself. You know, the algorithm loves you one day and kicks you the other day. Like you never understand how it works, and I post a finished work of mine, which I'm so happy and so satisfied, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have so many views and so many comments on this. I have like 10 likes and 50 views, and I'm like, what happened here? Like, don't you guys love this? Instagram, push this forward. But then the other video I have, like, of me drawing some lines, scribbling something, and that has over 1,000 views. I'm like, where am I going wrong here? So I used to be very intrigued by the views, the comments, and all that. Not anymore. So right now the strategy is do your work, post your work. That's about it. Done. No more going back and looking who said what, who comments or likes. No, that is done. That chapter is over. Now move forward to the next one. So that's how I have learned to advertise my business. And right now, my biggest seller is the fairs. Between henna and mandala, they seem to be a great combination, because when I'm not selling the mandalas, it's not like I'm sitting without doing anything, right? I am doing the henna, and it also brings clients to my place, to my stall, because what happens is they see the henna board and they want to come for henna, but they see the mandalas. So it kind of works hand in hand, and they are very good combination. That's what I keep telling my Instagram friends as well, the mandala community, that go for henna, because they go hand in hand, and the more fairs we do, the better, because that's how people come to know about this art. And it's better and easier way of selling than just going only with social media. And
Right.
about customer satisfaction, I you should not have a complaint about my work. Should not. That is something that's so personal to me. Like, you cannot. My work is my pride. I cannot have, no, you tell me. I make sure the piece is perfect before I give it away. And for example, I did a huge, the client still doesn't know about it. So I did a huge steel platter. It was a poolside platter that I did for somebody. And I have two huge dogs, and as soon as I take the resin out, they start shedding from nowhere. Like, and if you're aware with resin, if something sticks on it and it hardens, that's it. You got to redo the whole thing. You have to sand it. It's crazy. Resin is really crazy. So I took, this was a 15-inch platter, huge one. I resined it and I made sure everything was fine. The dogs were in bed, nothing, absolutely fine, everything good. Next day morning, I go see there's a fruit fly dead on the plate. And I'm like, how did you get here? Oh my God, you should. I don't know. Why? Why in the whole damn house did you go to that plate, and why had you to go die there? Oh, I was in tears, because what am I going to do now? So here I am with a needle trying to poke the dead body out. And fruit flies, so so annoying asses. And yeah, I dug the whole thing out, and I'm like, I tried to fix it with one dot of resin there, and I showed it to a friend, and she's like, I can't see it. And I'm like, no, I see it like magnifying in my head. You can't do that. So I went ahead and resined the whole thing all over again.
Wow.
Because it's a lot, it's a huge plate. And to me, that, even though the customer would never find that out, to me that will be a reminder for the rest of my life, that is the customer to whom I sold the dead body of the fruit fly. It will haunt me forever. I'm like, no, 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 no. I need my, see, for me, my peace of mind is more than anything else. I cannot have a disturbed mind. So I'm like, nope, let me fix it. So that's how far I go with customer satisfaction. And my business mostly runs on repeat customers.
Wow, this is seriously a story. I'm sure I don't know if anyone can relate to this level of like
Fruit fly tail.
people can relate the flute fly part, but doing it all over again, I think that's what makes you. That's your
I
USP
couldn't
or
have it any other way, you know. I was not going to give it to her knowing that. See, if I didn't know, that was a different issue, you know. But knowing very well that nope, there was something there that's not there now. No, no, no. That's that's not nice.
I hope all people in food business also follow that rule of fruit flies crawling into the food.
Just don't go into the kitchen. You'll be good.
But that shows your commitment and your dedication and how you kind of, as you rightly said, it's your pride. It's your
It's
work
my
is your
pride.
pride,
Yes.
and you don't want it to fall short even one little bit because of even the smallest, tiniest being possible to come in.
Nope.
And to come and hurt your work. But yeah, that's great determination and great. That's so nice. So
Thank
moving forward, like how do you envision the future of your artistic journey? Like, where is the next step you want to go? What's for your company, for yourself as an artist? Anything new you want to learn?
Right now, I'm so into the brush strokes because I recently enrolled in a course as well to learn more, like the real techniques of it and how to do. And a couple days ago, I started incorporating henna in mandala.
Hmm.
So using the henna cone, like for example, like something like a paint cone, and with this there's paint inside it. This is not henna. So using this in the mandala, and all this encouragement, all this boost is from my mandala community on Instagram. I love my community on Instagram. It's just so loving and so inclusive and so motivating, you know. So these are the two new things that I'm learning. And I'm very new to this, very new to this. I had my first fair only in April of 2023. I'm only a few months old. So right now I am going with the flow, just like my henna and the mandalas. I do not have like a big vision in front of me, like, oh, I'm going to achieve this. No, not there yet. But I definitely want to learn the different techniques, and there's so much talent out there, so much talent out there, and everybody inspires in some way or the other. I'm like, oh my God, how did she do that? How did she do that? And very recently, I mean, not to be gender biased, I saw a male doing a mandala. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know men do this. So it's so nice, and I really like at the place that I am in right now. And maybe an art studio, because I'm taking baby steps. I was in my kitchen last month, and now I have my small nook in the living room. So maybe a small art studio. Who knows?
Love it that you kind of have a great mandala community and everyone is complementing each other and
Yes,
helping out each other. I think that says a lot because you have communities, but who helps is something we need to always watch out for. But this is nice. It's a very healthy community where people are uh,
very healthy community.
supportive of each other's work and also love the way that you are trying to take baby steps towards this one. I hope you take a lot of baby steps going for this one, but the way you said that you want to move slowly and steadily and go ahead and take your art and of course learning new things. everyone says, like, there is there's no end point for learning. There is
Yes.
always a lot to learn, and taking
Yeah.
that route is a great thing.
Yeah.
uh, Next, on what advice would you like to offer to others who are looking to embark on their own journey of, like, artistic reinvention, or anything to do with art, or anything else for that matter? Any advice that you would like to give people?
Start. Start. Do not wait until you're perfect. Do not wait until you have like so many, like, I'm going to do this only if this happens. No, start. Because if you do not take that first step, you are not going to learn what is in the 10th step. It's okay. Learn as you go. You don't have to start working after you get a PhD. No, go ahead. Whatever knowledge, somebody might appreciate the knowledge that you have. So learn from each other. Do not stop, because I don't know why I didn't start before. I mean, the only regret I have today is why I did not start before. That's the only regret. So my only advice is start. If you think you have it in you, you don't have to be there, you don't have to be perfect. No, just go ahead, pick up that tool and go ahead. Anything for that matter, it doesn't have to be art, like you said. Go for it, go for it. Like I said, if you do not take that first step, you will never know what the 10th step is teaching you.
Oh, so well said on that. So well said. In the sense, it's even if it's baby steps, as you were saying, take the step, start. I think that's the
Step.
mantra to go, or like that's the mantra to always have. Like,
Yeah.
and everyone does this. Everyone does that. Okay, I would take up my hobby after I buy a house. I would take a hobby after I, like,
Yes.
some other achievements in life. You kind of, and as you rightly said, there is, if you don't start, you're never going to know. Oh, and there's no that you have to study the whole thing and then go ahead and start something.
Yeah, it's almost like saying, like, see, the baby is gonna turn over, crawl, walk 2 steps, fall down, then start running, right? You don't have a baby running in a day.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, go ahead, go slow, but please start.
Wow. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure that's going to be the thing that people are going to definitely take away from this conversation. That don't wait for anything. Just go ahead, get started, learn as you go. So yeah. So, just to kind of ask, like, how has your journey of reinventing yourself through art impacted your perspective on life? Do you think it's changed, or you've been this person, or has this added something to your life as such? Your
Uh, I am definitely in a very happy place, like mentally. I'm in a very happy, for me, like, see, for me, my peace of mind is super important. Super, I'm not giving up my peace of mind for anybody or anything. For me, uh, that is the reason, right? I mean, I don't want to live a life of stress. I mean, not that I don't have stress, right? All of us have stress, but to give importance to you and your peace of mind is what I have learned through this. Like, it's, I did enjoy working in a corporate. I did enjoy all that. Very good. I mean, I love to talk. So, being in the bank, yeah, like everybody, XYZ, talking to everybody. And people used to talk to me for so long, like talking to me about their personal problems and things like that. But it was very nice at that time, yes. But this peace that I'm experiencing right now is completely different, and the emotional, the motivation that I get, it's very different. I think in my case, art did it for me. It could be anything for the other person, but in my case, art did it for me, and I'm very happy. And it's nice that something that you created is in somebody else's personal space. I think that means a lot. For me, it means a lot that somebody is enjoying my creation.
Awesome, awesome. And you know, the way you say that it's made you a happy person. I think that's the whole process. We, you know, though we want to do a lot of things in life, our end goal is always we need to be happy. And if
Actually,
this,
more peaceful than happy. you know.
I think it kind of, I might not be always go together, but it's good if they go together, being happy and peaceful.
Yes, I agree.
So it's been so much fun, like, you know, we've been going through your journey, like how you started out with the art, and how you have how you work with your business, and things like that. And now how, even when you started with a very meditative, you said your art is like a meditation to you, and now you're kind of wrapping it up saying that it brings you peacefulness and it brings you happiness. And I think that kind of defines this whole reinvention of like moving
Yes,
to something that, getting to the next level of being happy and peaceful, makes more sense in this journey. So great, great, great. So we have our friends who've been with us, and they have some questions for you, Akila. Before we let you go, we're going to go to the question answer part.
yay.
So let's see. No, they've been very sweet. They've been saying, giving all the good things. They've not been asking a lot of difficult questions. So we have one question
What?
that's saying, do you make your own henna paste? That's one of the questions.
Yes, most of the times I do. And sometimes if I'm running low and if I don't have time, I do buy them as well. But from somebody who makes her own henna paste. I don't buy the store bought. No, no,
Okay.
no. And because it is, you deal with so many allergies going around, and kids like 3-year-olds get henna done. So yeah, no, it's not. It's
Yeah.
you got to be really, really careful. With sensitive skin and allergies. Yeah, no, it's better you do
Exactly.
your own.
Yeah. That was, again, it was a question from one of your friends, and that was always in my mind as well. I have a 3-year-old, and I keep thinking whenever I have to go, she loves to go get her henna done, but I keep thinking, is that good? Will I have to
Yes,
worry about it? So that, it shows that there are people who kind of think of for us, for parents' sake, and make sure that the henna is safe, and also like does not have any additives or things like that. So yeah,
yes,
that's
yeah.
great. Um, Okay. Do you see anything as competition? Do you see any, you go to fairs and things like that. So do you see any other art or an artist or anything as a competition? Or how do you see?
No, I think because everybody has a signature of their own. Like
Mm-hmm.
my art is unique to me. My
Okay.
art is unique. I am unique.
Mm.
So I never, I kind of, because maybe I'm very confident, sometimes overconfident. So that it never bothers me that somebody is doing the same art as me, or
Hmm.
if at all, I'm very I have my eyes wide open to learn something from it. I'm always looking for inspiration, and I was like, oh my god, that's so good. I want to do something like that, but not to create a competition with the other person, not to become better than the other person, or to show the world like, hey, she did it, I did it, who's better? No, she is unique. I am unique. So there is no competition that way. In fact, my last fair that I had, it was not a huge fair, but there were two henna artists.
Hmm.
So the other lady was doing face painting and henna, both she was doing. So I set up my tent, and I'm always like 2 hours before the actual time, because you never know what's gonna happen. Your car. I don't know. I'm always paranoid about my car breaking down. I don't know why. So what if my car breaks down in the middle? I need time to get to the event. So I'm always early. So I set up my place, and the organizer told me that there was another henna artist. So I walked up to her, and because I kind of don't like that kind of a competition in the same fair, only because of the price comparison. See, because the person who's getting henna is going to compare, okay, you charging so much, how X, and why she's charging Y. Why is there a difference? Because people do value that with money, right? So I'm not comfortable. Not that I do not like it, but I'm not very comfortable. So I walk up to her and I'm like, hi, I'm at spot 42 and I am the other henna artist here. And I also do mandalas. I went and introduced myself to her, and she's like, oh, hi, oh, nice to meet you. I think she was a little like, oh, she's here to see me. Like, I don't think she expected it. So I was very upfront. I went and told her, like, listen, I don't know how much you charge, but this is what I charge. Would you mind sharing with me what you charge? Because I am not going to reduce my prices according to that, but I would want to know what the other person does. I'm just being a completely pure businesswoman. There's no ill intentions, nothing. You charge what you want, I charge what I want, but I would want to know what you are charging. And she was very appreciative about it, and she shared her amount, and she said, no, I don't have a fixed price. I go from this to this, and they can pick up what design they want. I was like, oh, okay, sounds good. Perfect. Thank you for sharing, and good luck to both of us. And then I still had a lot of customers. This is the first time I did 57 henna clients with another henna artist in the field.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
that says a lot. Competition, no, no. It is, we have to coexist. There is no negative competition going on.
Awesome, well said. So, competition, we have to coexist. I think that's kind of summarizes it totally, saying that you can't just, what to say, no, I should not have competition. That's not possible. There are going to be people who do that, but
Yes.
you should find a way to coexist. And I think, kind of the way you went and upfront talked to the person, I'm sure, uh, kind of worked out well. So that's a great approach rather than being intimidated or trying to dominate. Kind of actually
Yeah.
put them in the same, like, have the same playing field. You both of us are going to play the same place. So let's go ahead and like know about each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your
Right.
strengths are yours, my strengths are mine. I think
Exactly.
that's
Exactly. She
the
had
kind of
glitter and she had so many other things. So I was like, okay. So I promoted mine as organic henna, no glitter. You don't have something, you just have to, market what you have. No synthetic glitter, and
Yeah, exactly. I think some of your friends are also saying that why competition, there is room for everybody. There is like a lot of
Yes.
yeah, I totally agree to that comment as well. Yes, there is room for everyone there. So yeah, that was good. Another question here again. Are you looking in the future to diversify and include other artists as a part of your company? Have you thought about something like that?
Ooh, that's a pleasure if somebody wants to collaborate with me. Yeah, why not? Why
Mhm.
not? More the merrier. Why not? I'm not,
Awesome. I'm
I'm
sure
not fixed with
this
that.
is more for the listeners, and there are going to be artists or people like that. Okay, wannabe or people already established who wants to collaborate or whatever it is. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
looking at
See, when more creative minds come into it, it's beautiful. I might think of something, you might throw in something else, and together, we might create something even more beautiful than just one person thinking about. Yeah, why not? I'm open. I don't close doors. No, I'm open to any collaboration, anything. Like more creative heads have definitely a better product coming.
excellent, excellent, well said. So people listening, if you all are an artist, or of course, if people want to learn, are you open to teaching people?
Oh, I'm not there yet. No, 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 I'm
Okay.
not there yet. No, 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 I'm still in kindergarten. We can learn together if you want. That I can do.
Wow, that's good. That's good. I think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's learn together.
Right, right, right. So yes, so people can, like, yeah, I'm sure. I know this was just a question from me actually, just to understand. Like, I'm sure our listeners are going to be people who are in different parts, like, in different phases of their life, and art could be one of the things that they want to pursue. I'm sure they got a lot of positive inspiration from you. But if they want a mentor, or if they want to kind of collaborate, or if they already have a practice and want to collaborate, and I think yes, they'll know who to kind of get in
Oh,
touch with.
I'm
So
game.
Excellent, excellent. So these were the questions that I had. Anyone else? And I'm sure, yeah, I think I've asked all the questions that the people had posted. Yeah. So this has been a fantastic journey, Akila, and knowing your story of reinvention and art and the positivity that comes with it is that's going to be my takeaway from this particular discussion. Is, of
Thank
course, apart
you.
from a lot of things that you said, I love the positivity, and I think that if that
Thank you.
sticks on to you, the rest of the things you can slowly learn and you can get there. But first, to have a
Yes.
positive mindset is the first thing that we want. Anything to say
Yes.
before we kind
Absolutely.
of close the session?
Thank you so much. This was like me visiting my own journey with you. This was fantastic, and thank you so much for letting me do this, because it's nice, when I because see, that's what I very often do. I go back. I'm like, okay, where did I start? How did I come? I love going back, and this was like a beautiful way of me putting together where I came from and where I am and where I will be.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Akila. So, everyone, this is Akila from AK Home Science. With this video, I will also share her Insta link. And then,
Thank you.
please go ahead and follow her. And you know who to contact if you want your next sports sign or a mandala art for your house. Thanks a lot, Akila. Great talking to you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you so much, Anu.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you. Bye, bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.